So on our top we have these include files. They are called header files. You need them to execute any of your programs, like any particular program. Like include stdio.h is needed to run printf instruction. This basically means standard input output, and then you need this one to run your main function. See main function here. So this is like basic function of every C programming. Anything you write inside of this function will have an output. And you can recognize a function by that literally has these first brackets with them and the second brackets after them. So any code you want to run, you have to write them inside these curly brackets. And then you can see printf here. Printf is an instruction that you give to the computer, like it literally means to print something. Whenever you write anything between these quotation marks will show as an output on your window. So here it's written hello world. So if you run this program, you'll see the output. Now let's come to run a program. To run any program, at first you have to build the program, or some may say you have to compile the program. So to build a program, we have a button here called build. It's a gear shape, you can see. And then this play button means to run the program. You can do both of them together by clicking this icon. It's called build and run. Also, you have the options here at the top named build, and you can see. So if we build and run this program, here we have our output. See, hello world. Now this /n in this program means the program will go to another line that you write after this line. So let's see how that works. If you copy this one and paste this, see, they're in two separate lines. What happens if we don't use /n? Let's see then. See, they're written one after another, no gap between them. So the /n is necessary if you want to keep gap between your programs or your lines, whatever. This was our print program. Anything you write in these quotation marks will show as an output on your windows. Like if I write something else, like and run. Here, I love my country. So I hope you understood this part. We are gonna go to our next part, which is called variables and data types. So what exactly are variables? Let me say like this. Variables are containers that stores important information or data for you to use in your later programs. So let's see this program here. I've written printf 40 plus 30 equals to 70, 40 minus 30 equals to 10. Now, like if I want to write more codes like this, I have to write 40 and 30 too many times, and that will be a too much time killing, I can say. So what I can do is store this data in a variable so that I can use later them in several places in my program. So to store something in a variable, you have to follow some rules in C. Like first of all, you have to declare the data type of your variable. Like what kind of data do you want to store in your variable? There are several types of data types, like integer, characters, string. You can you can store anything you want, numbers, names, text, anything. So I'm gonna start with int. Int means integer type. Like everything you will declare as an int data type will be numbers, but not a decimal one, numbers like 40, 31, 2. So after declaring the data type, you have to declare a variable name. Variable name can be anything you want, though there are some rules for them. Um, like you can't use a number at first, like this, but you can certainly write this simple data. I will go with a simple variable name. I'll start with A, B, and sum, and subtraction, semicolon. Remember to use semicolon in the ending of all your declaration or instruction. That's a very important thing in C. You can't use a semicolon. Your program will not run without a semicolon. So I have declared my variable names and the data type. Now it's time to store data in them. And that's very simple. You can start writing with A equals to um, 40 and B equals to 30. Sum equals to plus B and sum equals to A minus B. So we have declared our data type, our variable name, and our values here. Now we are ready to use them in our programs. But there's a fact, while using them in your instructions like printf, you can't write A, B, sum like that. There are some special like letters that you have to use to have A or B as your outputs. Like for integer type data type, we have to use %d sign. So this is how you have to declare that you are gonna have an integer data output. So now you just have to say what are the values you are gonna use here. We have A, B, and sum. Same rule here. Done. Now let's see what we have written. I have declared that this is gonna be an integer, this will also be an integer, and the part here will also be an integer. So the computer will know that the output will be an integer type, and the variables storing the values are a, b, and sum, and a, b, and sum. So let's build and run to see what's the output of this program. See, easy peasy. 40 plus 30 equals to 70, 40 minus 30 equals to 10. So this is basically how we use variable in a program. You can declare variable in other ways like int a, int b, here. This is a simple way too, or you can declare the value here as well. You won't need them. So this is pretty much everything about variables, like how to declare variables, how to declare data type, but we have to know about other data types too, right? So what if we wanted this to be 40.44 and 30.03? Let's see the results here. Built-in one. See, it's showing 40 plus 30 equals to 70. It literally deleted the decimal part because we have a small mistake here. We told the computer that a, b, and sum will be integers, but they're certainly not integers, they were decimal numbers. So we have to use a different data type for them. So in this case, we're gonna go with double. Mm, So now if we build and run the program like this, they will show you a error. Let's see. See the result here? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because for integer type data type, we used %d here, but this cannot work with double. We have to use a different thing for it. So let's use elif. Now let's run the results. See, we have our estimated result here. So double data type enables you to use numbers with decimals here that you cannot use with int data type. Now here's another interesting thing you can do with double data type. That is, if we go to the result, we see the whole decimal number here, 70.47000. So in many cases, we don't need the number after the first two here. So we can do that in the program as well. To do that, we have a simple thing to do. Write 0.02 after the percent and before elif, right? Like this. Since we need the sum variable to show only two numbers after decimal, we are writing it in front of sums elif. So now if you run the program, see 70.47. This only shows two numbers after decimal. So this is interesting, right? You can change this to 4 and let's see the result. 8. 4 numbers after the decimal. So you can increase it as much you want and decrease it as much you want. It's up to you how many numbers you need after the decimal. So there goes our numeric data types. So now what if we want to use a letter or a special character? So we have another data type for that and it's called char. See, now you have to declare a variable name, anything you want, but remember you can only declare letter values or single characters. Like if I use here name, first letter of my name is M, so I'm going to use M. But there's a special case with char data type that you have to keep a quotation mark to your value. Otherwise, it won't work. So now if we use this in our printf program, now to char we have to use %c. Now name and run. See M. So this there goes another data type. You can write other letters or anything or special characters like underscore or dash, anything like that. So these are the most common data types we use in our programs. Now there are a few others like float. Float enables you to use decimal numbers like double, but you can only use 5 decimals after your point, like 1.00033, like this, where double enables you to use 50 numbers after your decimal point. And for float, you have to use %if in your printf instruction so to get the correct output. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about data types and variables. Now, there are some other things that will come eventually with our lessons later. So, this is where we will stop today. I'm gonna continue with other things for my next video. Till then, goodbye. Hope to see you soon. And thank you very much for watching the video. I hope it really helped you. Thank you.